welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. It's episode 50. Woo! That doesn't mean anything special, but my guest this week is McDom. Hey man, how's it going?
It's going well, Topham. How are things with you?
Yeah, things are going okay. So, it's been like 3 weeks since I recorded a podcast, because I recorded one with Adam that spanned 2 episodes, and then I recorded one with Spencer just before I went away to Amsterdam, so I had the week covered. And it's been 2.5 weeks. And usually I record them on like the weekends before the podcast is due out, but we're just recording this one late because we had the opportunity to record it late. It was going to be recorded like 2 days before, now it's been recorded a day before, just because my D&D group changed things around. We'll get to that later as well. Oh my, there's lots to talk about. But yeah, it's been a bit frantic. I've been to Amsterdam recently on a work trip. I haven't actively talked about it. I've written it down in my journal a bunch because I had a fantastic time. I kind of was like, Amsterdam might be one of my favourite places in the world within 2 days of getting there, and I was only there for 5 days. And I had the most brilliant time. Everyone was friendly, and it was just brilliant.
I haven't been to Amsterdam. I do need to go there. It's about one of the few big European cities I haven't been to. One of the big famous ones I haven't been to yet.
I highly recommend it. It's just phenomenal. Like, I searched for restaurants to go to on like TripAdvisor or whatever place happened to take my fancy as to how I'd look if they'd ranked their restaurants, and whatever was like highly rated, and most of the stuff that was highly rated wasn't particularly expensive, mainly because it's a crowdsourced thing. Mm-hmm. So you're going to find stuff that's cheap and very good quality. And so yeah, I just found a restaurant that was highly rated, where in the style of food that I wanted in the day. Went to the restaurant and got a seat and ate, and just had fantastic food the whole time I was there. And I was in a hotel that was, say, I don't know, a 45-minute walk from like Amsterdam proper, or 15-minute bike ride. So I hired a bike 2 of the days as well, and just cycled around.
I love it. I love it when stuff like that. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I never ride a bike personally, but you know, that's just me.
It was, yeah, like I was like, the first day I was there, I was like, there were so many people on bikes, it was kind of intimidating. So the next day I was like, okay, I'm going to hire a bike and I'm going to cycle around for a few hours, try and get the hang of things. And like, as I got the hang of it and was cycling more and more, I'm just like, ooh, this is a thing I really like. Just like being like, oh, I want to go somewhere, I can cycle there within 20 minutes. And I just had like, I was going around at rush hour when people are trying to get places on bikes, on a bike, casually going around because I'm like, I have nowhere to be. So it's kind of getting in the way of people who are clearly on a serious mission. And yeah, like, I don't know, there was no one that ever seemed like they were particularly in that much of a rush. And I don't know, the whole atmosphere was fantastic. There's parks all around the place, and you've got all the canals, and I don't want to say rivers because it's all the seawater coming in actually. And yeah, it's just a beautiful place, and I highly recommend anyone visit Amsterdam should they be in Europe at all. But
it's so easy as well to get from the UK across. Like, it's like from Manchester, I know it's like a 40-minute flight, not even that. It's like, yeah, it's basically the same amount of time it takes you to get down to London on a flight. Like, yeah,
from Birmingham it was an hour, but we were in one of the in a propeller powered plane.
Nice.
And it was
is that your first time on a prop plane?
I don't know. I've been on a lot of planes. I think I've flown up to Aberdeen on one before.
Yeah, if you've done internal flight in the UK, you'll have done a prop plane.
I went Luton to Aberdeen.
Yeah, so that'll be a prop plane. There's no way.
Prop plane. And yeah, so it's an experience because, like, in the big planes, you're just like, okay, the plane's accelerating. It's like, but on a prop plane, it's just like, oh god, the plane's accelerating, because it's like a bit more visceral and like you know it. Because
you could feel like the plane like properly vibrate. Like in a jet plane, you know, there's that pressure that sort of pushes you back, and it's like, oh, mini vibrations. Prop plane, the thing's like bouncing up and down. You're like, fuck.
Yeah,
no,
it was a lot of fun.
Last time I had a flight like that, I was going to Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Or was it Guernsey? One of the fucking two. I can't remember which one's which.
It's
one of those two.
Nice.
But yeah, it was like a 20-minate flight from Bristol, and I was just there like gripping the seat, white knuckles the entire time. Like little 12-year-old me, like, fuck.
So yeah, I spend my time just hanging out and like just spending time on my own, walking around.
So you were there for work? Like, was that?
I was there for work. I was doing a training course, and
oh right, so it was just you then. It wasn't like a conference or anything.
There was a bunch of people on the training course, but I was in a different hotel to them, and it sounds like they had a boring time because they weren't adventurous people. They were like, oh yeah, we stayed and got our food in the hotel. I was just like, no, you've got a whole amazing city in front of you. Why don't you capitalise on that and go adventuring?
Especially Amsterdam, known to be a very safe and very sort of nice city. Like,
yeah, that's what I was
it's not like you're in Paris where it's like, oh, well, you might get fucking shanked by somebody.
Yeah.
God,
so
Paris.
I walked into the city on the first day I got there, and I was looking for this restaurant that sold jacket potatoes. It's like, it sounds lame, but I had the best jacket potato I've had in my life there. Like, it was like 500
it sounded even
grams.
lamer. What the hell did you have in it?
It was like 500 grams, so it's like a decent sized potato, cut in half. It's mixed creme fraiche and a bit of sea salt is the inside with the potato. Then I had a green, like a Thai green curry on it with cheese and red pepper sauce on it as well.
That does sound really good.
It was really, really good. It's probably the best jacket potato I've ever had in my life. I was like,
Thai green is, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Mm. Like, so yeah, it was all vegetarian, but like it had like green beans in it. It was like, it's just the best. It was so good. And I was just having the most wonderful foodie time. And yeah, just walking down to that place, there's bikes just propped up against all the houses, and like some are locked up. Some of them aren't even locked up. It's just so safe, and there's such a trust there that no one's really going to be committing crimes, are they? So it was, yeah, just fascinating. But yeah, I had a real good time, and it kind of opened my eyes. I'm just like, oh yeah, I could totally live in another part of the world and be completely happy. And I know my lifestyle had changed, but really, anywhere really suits me pretty well, considering I've been in so many different places.
What's the main language over there? It's Dutch, right? Is it Dutch?
Dutch and English. They're bilingual.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of English over there. I was trying to think whether it was Dutch or French. But yeah. I didn't encounter anywhere where there was only Dutch speakers. You find that, like, when you go to, like, because I've been to Sweden, Norway, and Finland, like, in my life, and all of them speak English way better than we do. Like, it seems the further north you get in Europe, the more likely they are to speak English. Like, and
the further north you go, the more likely they are to speak it more proficiently than the Brits.
Yes. Yeah, no, I remember being in Helsinki like about a year and a bit ago for work. Yeah. And that was like I wouldn't say a tour, but it was like we were just finding a bit about the country in my sort of area of expertise. And yeah, we were up there, and it was like we walked into a bar, and I tried ordering in like in French or something, because I was like, they're not going to speak English, and the guy just looked at me and went, like in English, sorry, I don't speak French, do you speak English? Like, he thought I was German, and I was just like, what the fuck? what? It's like perfect Oxford English. Yeah. This guy at the bar. But yeah, no, it was so good there, because it's just weirdly safe. Like you said, there's just like people just riding around on bikes, and then they're like, just leave it out here. So you don't want to lock it up? Nah, it's fine.
It's fine. No one's going to take it.
Nobody's going to take it.
I
don't
know.
If somebody does take it, I know who it is, and I'll just get it back.
Yeah.
Just like,
it's such a strange, like, from my perspective, it's such a strange culture, but it's one that I completely understand and would fit in with. And to see something, I don't know, it was kind of similar in Singapore, like people trusted people, and it would just be a case of their, not necessarily bikes because it's super warm, but people being like more so inviting and safe and friendly, like always groups going out for meals and never put someone going on their own. And I don't know, I'd kind of make a perfect world of like Singapore and the Netherlands mashed together, and I'd be like, this is the best place.
yeah. One day.
Well, one day in the future,
maybe
we might see.
Maybe
we might see it in our
retirement.
Lifetimes. Yeah, I know, right?
Return to Amsterdam.
I know. So, so I was there for a quality conference, and I learned some stuff. What I learned was stuff to do with boring stuff like ISO 9001 and ISO 40001
you were there for
and
ISO
18001. standards.
Oh,
and,
you
their
poor
application
bastard.
their application to internal auditing, and my job's kind of moving into doing that stuff as a QA for the company I work for. And today I hosted the management review meeting, which means that I got all the managers together and we kind of reviewed our progress over the last 6 months, and it's taken me a week and a half to prepare for it. And I was like, the meeting's only going to take like 45 minutes to an hour, and it took us over 2 hours. And I was like, oh no, I didn't want this. And everyone in there was like, I didn't want this. But we went through it, and my boss said I did an all right job, so I'm like, I'm happy with that. And then afterwards, he was like, how did you think it went? I was like, well, there's obviously problems. He's just like, I didn't know. And he was like, oh my, ooh, I have things written down in a list. But it's more stuff like, people don't treat the management review like a management review. They treat it like a sales meeting. So they're bringing external things in that they shouldn't be. They shouldn't have baggage, and it should be an objective look at how things are going. And then, there were just other issues that I'm just like, but I had like 12 pages of minutes or like notes that we needed to go through. We went through them, and then like 4 more pages, and there's more notes to be added all to it. So I've done, the meeting's been done, but there's still more work to do on it, and I've already been doing it for like a week and a half straight, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm just like, I want to do back to my regular work, which is slowly fading away as well. And so, yeah.
Hey, take heart. Like, you have to do it from that end. I have to review, like, from the other end. I'm a regulator, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun having to review those minutes and shit like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm...
Why do we do it? I don't get it. It's just like, it's a piece of paper to say like, oh, we're doing a good thing. It's like, for fuck's sake.
I mean, for me, I find it satisfying because I very much like following rules and stuff like that. Like when I was at the course
you'd fit
in Amsterdam,
HSE well. You'd fit in HSE real well. You would.
Yeah. So when we were in the training in Amsterdam, we were asked to role play a little bit. But it was more
always good.
It was more on terms of, okay, we need to say that we've done this, but we need to say that we've done this, but in reality we actually haven't done this. So it's more like role playing a compliance thing that's boring and menial. And I got really nervous, so I'm just like, oh no, I have to tell the truth all the time, because that's what happens when I'm like under pressure and in work situations. And so I'm there trying my best to lie, and I'm just like, can't do this. I have to tell the truth. And like, we're role-playing. It's not serious. We're trying to emulate a situation that we might encounter. And I just can't do it. I'm just like, I can't lie. I'm so stuck. I'm just like, oh, how's this occurred? And it was a bit of an amusing time that I just couldn't handle it. Couldn't believe it.
Role-play, I just tend to go completely the other direction. I just like... Yeah, I'll just do something. I want to do something stupid, but like I just won't act like me at all. If somebody's like, "Oh, you got to pretend like this," I'll be like, "Okay, that's like nothing I will ever do." So I'm just gonna be somebody called Joe. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my name's Joe now. I have a wife and 3 kids.
Speaking of role playing,
good segue.
my group that I play D&D with every week, we're kind of coming to the end of a campaign, which is, I don't know, I've not seen many groups get to the end of a campaign and really resolve the issues that a group has set out to resolve. So we're trying to figure out how to handle it, whether to drop the characters and start afresh, which is what some of us want to do. I've got an interim world that I've been building, so we're going to be maybe diving into that a little bit. But coming to the end of a campaign is a weird thing, because you've spent many hours with these characters, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to leave these characters behind. This storyline's going to be done. And do we pick this up going on another adventure and level them up higher? Or, I don't know. It's real interesting, trying to figure it out.
I mean, it depends what your group's going to do, doesn't it? Because what level are you guys at now for characters?
12. No, 11. No, 10. 10. We're at level 10. Because we're about to go to level 11.
Right.
Because we just defeated
you're getting into the point, really, where you guys are pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And you probably have, like, a few decent magic items, and you're like, you know what you're doing with the characters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, well, from a DM's perspective, continuing a campaign at that sort of higher level, like all the guidance, and Wizards of the Coast have said this, like all the guidance is prepared for, or majority of it is like 1st to 10th level, because that's where most people play. Like there's like sort of a dead zone in the monster manual between like 12th level, like 13th, 14th level to like 18th level, where there's like there's nothing really to do because the hard shit's too hard, but the easy shit you'll just demolish.
Yeah.
So it's like, it depends. I mean, it's down to you. I've never got that far, honestly. Yeah. Like the furthest we're at with DG's campaign, and that's nowhere near finished, I'd imagine. We've got like we've only just got the second of 4 items we need, and that's not even it. Like there's basically the way that campaign's working, we've got to get these 4 elemental stones, which get us to the elemental planes, that then we find items at the elemental planes. So we got to the plane of water. That was cool. We found the item. That was cool. We got attacked by a gazebo mimic. That sucked. And then once we killed the gazebo mimic, it morphed into a woman who grabbed the item, smashed it, and disappeared into thin air. We have no idea what the fuck happened. And now, like, about 6 sessions later... Sorry, no, wait, hold up. No, 3 sessions later, sorry. We found the next elemental gem, which I think is for the Earth plane, but we're not sure yet. But it's just like... we have no idea what the hell's going on. We've got to try and kill a god by the end of this. How the fuck we're going to end up doing that, I don't know. But we're just cusping... next session we'll hit 7th level easily. Like, we're 50 XP off 7th level kind of thing.
Nice.
But yeah, no. It depends on what you guys want to do. Back to what you were saying. It's like, restarting with new characters is nice sometimes. And you don't always have to go from level 1 again. Like, you can go from, like, level 3.
Yeah, level 3 is a good start.
Level 3 is a good
problem
start.
is it's having familiarity with the character. So one of the guys only plays melee-based characters, and we're trying to push him away from it. He's played a paladin, a fighter, a barbarian, and like the paladin was the most versatile one he's played with. And the warrior, he didn't use fighter. He didn't use any of the maneuvers he had, and it was just infuriating. So we just like stick to barbarian until we finish this campaign, and then we're gonna get used to casting spells and doing mad stuff. Because if
he can't stand being like not being able to run in and hit stuff, give him warlock.
True.
Because warlock, like you get light armor. If you're a dwarf, you can get heavy or medium armor as a warlock. Yeah. Then you have proficiencies in weapons. Yeah, make a dwarf warlock. Because then he'll have like a warhammer, heavy armor, and he'll be able to cast like 3 or 4 spells that just hit like a truck.
Yeah, because you have to cast them at max level.
Because you have to cast them at max level. Yeah, give him a warlock. Get him to play like a warlock of some kind, because that would do it. Or like,
he's also not very good at role playing. So
dwarf.
Why he plays with us? So yeah, like why he's playing with us, and he's like, this is a load of fun, and like he's just playing a barbarian, which is a basic character class, but he's not role playing on the outside of it. It's like, no, you've got to have one aspect you're actually working on.
I mean, if that's what he enjoys, like if he wants to play the barbarian,
true, yeah,
let him play the barbarian, and just like
it's just we all expect more from him.
Is this still your Firbolg druid? Or is
I'm playing with my Firbolg druid at the moment. I've only been playing it for a few weeks or months.
It's been a few
mainly
months.
Because I was playing other characters before. I've already played 2 characters in this campaign, one of which is a jelly right now that I can turn back as and when I want. I might do that as like the final action of this campaign. So then I'm like, yes, both characters now free in the world, and the other one died, so that's never.
But the starting from 3rd level is a good place to go, because like I know it's familiarity with characters, but at the same time it's like, well, you're not like, especially at 1st level. Like I was thinking about this because I've done a few one shots recently, or I'm going to do one this weekend coming. I did one about a month ago, which was great fun because I got them to break into the mansion of an archmage. Traps galore. Which ended up me playing the archmage at the end what single fireball smell knocked out 3 of a party of 5. Single round, and I was like, oh fuck, whoops. Like, yeah. I don't really want to kill them, but I'm trying to act like this character would. They all run out of his front door, and they're all just running away from him. You can't catch them, so yeah, he's gonna blow them up. I didn't realize they're that low on health. But anyway, yeah, no, because I was looking back at like first level characters, and I was thinking, well, a ranger at first level is just a subpar fighter. Like, there's nothing good about a ranger at first level, particularly. Aside from like you get the tracking, and you get like the favorite enemy, but it's like really specific stuff. Or like a paladin at first level, so you're again a subpar fighter who can heal 5 hit points. Yeah, that's kind of it. And there's like
until they get like spell slots.
Well,
and stuff
until you get to second level is all right because second level for a paladin and ranger you get spells. Second level for a wizard you get like your school of magic. The only character which can mount like massive benefit or is actually really good I think at first level is the cleric, because they get like stuff straight out the gate. Like really good stuff straight out the gate. Like even as a druid you can't turn into your wild shape until your second level, so it's like half of the class is just like inaccessible, you know.
I think there's benefits to starting from the first level, because you're slowly introducing elements, but at the same time you've got a party that's weak and
it's not
like trying to
explain
new stuff as you go into it as well. So like the first session, you're just like, you're going to be like this for a session. Then next session, you kind of change it from its fundamentals because you're getting them from second level, and it's just it's I don't know. It's
not this problem where you're weak is the issue. It's the problem you don't have a lot of options. Like it's especially it's like even like fighter stuff from this anyway. But at the same time, it's just like, right, what do you do? I run in and hit him. Cool. And it's not even like you can take a second action or anything. It's right, I run in, I hit him. Right, turn done. Cool, next person. It's sort of like...
It's nice to get like the basics down though, so you can just be like...
True.
Everyone's rolling. It depends on the like group's experience as well, to be honest.
Very true.
You've got... so the group I'm playing with, we play regularly, and we all know now. Every roll you make with a D20, so it's like... Unless
it's a damage dice, then it's a D20.
Yeah, unless it's damage or hit dice, it's a D20. Unless there's like weird shenanigans happening, in which case then it's fun. It's like, roll me a D6, and they're like, 6, yes. It's like you take 6 points of damage. And they're like, damn it. It's like, yeah, the best. Because they rolled the damage for themselves. Oh, so funny.
We had some like some weird thing happen, which was I can't remember quite how it was, but it was like. I can't remember who it was. It was give me a dex saving throw. And like, you think, saving throw, you get high, like you instantly succeed. But I was getting them to do it because they said, I'm going to do this thing. And I was like, I've told him there's spikes on the other side of this. So he's got to finesse the fuck out of this, basically. And so I was like, right, if he gives me like a really high, it wasn't a saving throw, it was a dexterity check, and he's like, if they give me a really high one, which isn't a 20, they're going to overshoot this because they're just going to like too much oomph. And so I got 19 plus whatever the fuck it was. I was like, you overshoot it. You did really well there, buddy. And he's just like, fuck.
It was like the time we were trying to figure out how to make that save for Emma as well, or Beep's character, when you were trying to get her to forget something.
Oh, fucking
we were trying to figure out what we were actually hoping to achieve from that when you were using like the command spell. I was using command spell.
Our DM Cal for that campaign is really sort of, I wouldn't say loose to the rules, but if you think of something creative to do, he'll let you do it. So I was using the command spell to emulate a 5th level spell called Modify Memory, which I didn't even realise at the time. I was trying to get her to like wipe her memory, basically, like Men in Black style. Yeah, even with like triple disadvantage or whatever Kel gave her, like she still succeeded, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, she needed to succeed, and it was a whole mess. We were just trying to figure out even just like how it all worked.
It was problem with my paladin from that game is he had like. he only had a plus. I don't think he even has a plus in charisma.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, I want to make a holy like first character I ever make. You know, it's gonna be useless. It's like I want to make a holy paladin warrior. I built him like a barbarian. He's got 18 strength. Like, that's, yeah. Whoops.
You know.
Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. There's fun times going on in D&D. So I'll try and keep everyone updated on that, because that's going to be an absolute fun time, especially if I get my campaign rolling as well, because I've had so many fun ideas. I'm just
yeah, that's why I'm making like shit tons of one shots at the moment, because one shots are way easier to do than a run campaign, especially with the groups I play with, because we can't play in actuality. But I got a great one coming up for this weekend called the Great Snail Hunt. So that's gonna be fucking fun.
Nice. I've come up with a few ideas. Like, there's like a temple I want them to go to that's a sequence of rooms that are challenges and puzzles, and I'm going to mix it up between puzzles and combat and just decide which one's coming on, and then like have
just be aware of the puzzles. If you're gonna like, I learned this from the St. Julius job, which is the mansion one. If you make a puzzle, and you have somebody dispel magic in the party, don't make it a magic puzzle. No, because I made this really intricate like door puzzle for them to figure out, and the bard just fucking walks up to the door and is right. I do dispel magic on the door. I'm just like, motherfucker. Because the rogue ran up and he was like, right, I want to pick the lock. I was like, there isn't a lock to pick. It's just like a sheet piece of door. Like, there's no handle. There's no nothing. Yeah. He's like, right, okay, sense magical energy, and he's like, right, should we dispel magic? Like, it was these two like statues that basically look at each other. It was such a simple puzzle. Yeah. But they were like overcomplicating it so much, and I was just sitting here like tearing my hair out, like, oh, for fuck's sake, like not saying a thing, just letting the chaos play out. And then the bard anime just goes up to the door. I was like, I do spell magic on the door. I was like, yeah, that works. I really wanted you to figure out the puzzle, but sure, the door swings open. It's like, yes.
Yeah, I'm looking for kind of mechanical puzzles that are just like, you see a room full of keys. On the wall is scrawled, find the key and open the chest. But they don't know the chest is open and the key's for the door. Like, it's fun things like that. Just like simple instructions that are like easy to misconstrue.
I'm not very good at making puzzles and stuff, but the proudest moment I had in the one shot we did recently is that they went through this entire mansion looking for all this stuff, and just the way they went through all the rooms depending on like sort of what would happen. So like they were trying to look for this gem. They found it apparently in the master bedroom. They then realized it was an illusion. So then they were like, shit, where is it? Because they thought they cleared out all the rooms. They went through like all the stuff that this archmage had, and it's like, oh, they found notes, and it's like, oh yeah, move Crystal to, like, he's basically paranoid, and it was like, yeah, move Crystal to secret lab behind the mimic room. And they were like, oh fuck, he has mimics, because they like run into all this like other monsters and stuff. And so they open a room and it's just chests, just like it's like 3 stacked high, like just rows upon rows upon rows of chests. And they're like, right, don't touch a fucking thing. Just get like, we can see the door on the other side. It's fine. So they snuck their way through, and they were like, right, we've got the mimics because they were really high on stealth. No, they were like, right, I opened the door. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. You open the door, and as you look back, you see the horror start to appear on your on the face of your companions. You look back and you just see a maw of teeth. It wasn't a mimic; it was a door mimic. And they were just like, they were cursing me for so long, like, you motherfucker. It's like, yeah, gotcha.
You just like write in broken English. You read, it's in the mimic room.
It wasn't even broken English.
No, like what I'm saying is like I would design it and say like, oh, in broken English you read, oh, it's in the mimic room. They can't find a mimic room, but they can find a room that's full of mirrors. And you're just like, you see, like it's just thinking of things like that. It's just fun, and you're just like, yes, you've got to pay attention. But yeah, oh dear. So yeah, what else has happened since we last spoke? Well, there's been a Destiny 2 gameplay reveal, which has been interesting because I'm a big fan of Destiny, we all know this. And they showed off the game, and it looks great, it looks fun, it looks to me like they showed off too much stuff and were trying to appease the people who already play the game, and didn't really explain much to anyone who would be new to the series, which is kind of a downfall, but at the same time, it wasn't meant for... I have a feeling it wasn't meant for people who would be new to the game. That's where you get your E3 presentation.
The first trailer of a sequel is always just pure hype. Like you've just got to be like, fuck it guys, we're back kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, well, I didn't play the first one because it just didn't appeal to me in fairness, because it reminded me too much of Borderlands was kind of the issue. Like instead of 4 players, it was 3 players. But then you had classes and each had a skill, and it was just like, yeah, you get loot. I was just like, this is just kind of Borderlands. And at the time, I'd just come off playing like 250 hours in Borderlands 2, and I was like, right, I'm done with this. And even since then, I've only played like maybe 5 to 10 hours of that game because I just played it solidly for like 3 months, and then I was done.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. So so they did like an hour-long presentation showing you like the first mission, how the game played, and how it worked in Crucible. Yeah.
Fuck. I thought it was like a 10-minute gameplay.
It's not just gameplay. They were talking about like all the features that they're implementing it, which is why I'm saying
felt like
that
shit for E3. Jesus, man.
They've only got a short slot at E3, and they wanted to kind of show it off properly, But also at E3 you get everyone watching, whereas if you put on a dedicated live stream, you're going to get the fans who already know about it watching, which is why they like focused so much on the people that already played the game. So E3 will be where they do like the generic review for people who haven't played the game before. And yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to get it, but that's not a surprise to anyone. Like,
I think that's a no-brainer for you, to be honest.
Yeah, so it looks good. It looks fun.
I'd imagine it will be. Like it never looked like an unfun game. Like don't take my comment earlier as being like I don't think I'd enjoy the game. I think I would. It's just that I don't think it just didn't appeal to me at the time. Like I was just like, I'm not plussed on this. I'm not bothered with this.
Yeah, I didn't even pick it up on launch. I picked it up like a month and a half later, and I was just like, I just want a game to play, and I picked it up. And
I mean, you picked a good game.
Actually, Izzy was playing as well, and she was like, yeah, this is pretty fun. And yeah, picked it up and had some fun with it, and then met some friends through it, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is kind of the game I want to play a lot of.
And the answer was yes, apparently.
So, yeah, very interesting. I've probably got more thoughts about it, but it's.
I'm gonna look and see what happens to E3, but to be honest, I'm paying so little attention to it.
Yeah.
Like it's so off my radar that I'm only ever gonna see like the headlines. So unless I see something like a headline or like a no video, which is like, oh, check this thing out, it's really cool, and they've done this really nice thing, which is unique. Because again, I kind of looked at Destiny, and I just saw Borderlands, and I was just like, I don't see anything massively new here.
Yeah.
It was Borderlands that also had a Halo versus multiplayer. That's just what it looked like to me, and I was just like, there's nothing new here. Like, it's all good stuff, but what else kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. So, what should I say about it? It's, they're using Battle.net for their social features, which apparently is pretty good for PC, because there's a PC release coming. And
that's interesting, because they only use Battle.net. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Never mind.
What's up?
Battle.net's the...
Blizzard's.
Yep. Right, okay, cool.
Activision owns Bungie as well, so...
Yeah, no, it confused the fuck out of me, because they also have... I thought it was EA for a second, because they have their Battlefield.net or whatever it is, and I was like, there's a non-Battlefield game going on Battle.net? And it's like, no. It's the other Battle.net, there's 2 now, apparently.
Yeah, there's 2.
It's like, fuck's sake.
And then they've got a feature in their game called Guided Games, which is where, like, in the first game they had clans, but the clan functionality was poor at best. And in the new game, clans are going to be able to help you find people you can play with at a similar time that are looking for people to do the higher tier content, so the raids and the like Nightfall Strikes, which are 3
so clans are a bit more streamlined, basically.
Yeah, but in game as well, so you can find people to play with in game. So it's getting around the fact that for certain activities there was no matchmaking. Now there is matchmaking, but it's in form of clans, and it certainly looks like it's an innovative approach in a game to try and help you find friends or find people to play with in a game that is so heavily reliant on social activities.
Co-op game, yeah. I mean, the one thing I want to see, like, one thing which kind of turned me off a bit was when they talked about, like, oh, you can have all these classes and you also have all these races. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it was like, oh, yeah, by the way, all the races are basically identical and there's no fucking difference. And I was just like...
Yeah. No differences in the race apart from
point,
what
guys?
Like. Yeah. It would be nice if it was fleshed out a little more. But, yeah, it's looking good enough for me to get, but I'm biased and I know that I am. So, yeah. And that's something I've been, like, hilariously aware of recently as well. Like, if I'm looking at something, I will know, oh, yeah, I like that thing, so I'm going to be biased towards it. I'm very good at not giving objective opinions. I'm very good at giving subjective opinions, and I'm very aware of it. And, yeah, you know... I don't think enough people are aware of like their own opinions being subjective rather than objective, and that's just a whole problem with society. And you know, that's the way the world is.
It's a good thing to have, like being able to sit back and say, yeah, I really like this. Why? Well, because I like it, and it's my opinion that I like it, not because it's only good or because it's amazing or it's the best thing since sliced toast. But I enjoy it, and I think it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
so
I think as well that was valuable. Yeah.
Sorry, again, not to feel like I'm like trying to shit on the game which isn't even out yet. We've not even seen it. I've not even watched the trailer. It's just like from what I heard about Destiny, like it was a good game. In fact, it was a great game, but just again, nothing new. I like the new.
Yeah.
Give me something new.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's gonna be
see what happens.
Sure.
See what happens.
Yeah.
But then again, at the same time, I never kind of, I don't know, and people will shoot me for this for saying it, and this is connected to Rooster Teeth and whatnot, but I never I never saw what was so special about Halo. Like, to me, it was just another first-person shooter, and I was just like,
Fair enough.
It's cool, but it's a first-person shooter.
Yes.
So what? Like, I don't know. I'm just a gimmicks guy, really.
Yeah, fair enough. What was I going to say on that? I was like, no, I found it valuable today as well to know that I've got a subjective opinion, and sometimes we should look at objective opinions. When I came out of the management review, I was like, okay, I'm going to review my review meeting. So I went to my boss and I was just like, what did you think of the meeting? He was like, it was good. Yeah. I was like, yeah, but what was missing? There were things missing. There has to have been things missing. And so he was like, I don't think anything was missing. I was like, okay, I'm going to go and study the standard and make sure I can point out anything that was missing. And it's like, you don't need to do that. I was like, I do, because it's going to bug me if I don't.
This is happening, deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm going to do it because you've got to assess from a point of view that, that has no bias. And I think, I don't know, I like that I do that. And... It's a
good skill to have.
I think it's valuable.
It's a good skill to have to be able to sit back and be like, all right, the fuck went wrong? Like, right, what did I do? Cool, I got it done. What could I have done better?
Yeah,
and there were so many people who out there who'd be like, I can't do anything about it, I was perfect. It's like, no, you weren't. Nobody's fucking perfect.
Nothing is perfect.
Yeah, so what went wrong?
Even show me something you consider perfect, and then we'll find something wrong with it. We'll find where, say... I don't know, what am I trying to think of? Say, a game that works well. It works well, there's obviously going to be bugs in it, and you're going to find them. So there's just obvious things.
Why, if they weren't bugs, speedrunners wouldn't exist?
I know. Yeah, so, yeah, and, I don't know, these podcasts, there's always flaws with them, we can always improve them. I could improve my speaking, I could improve the quality, I could change my mic, I could... insist that everyone records in certain formats and we send them off, and then I upload the WAV files rather than MP3s. And, you know, there's always things you can think you can improve, but you have to at some point say, that's where I draw the line. But I know what I could improve, but whether we should or not is a different matter entirely. Anyway, I've rambled on too long, so probably we should wrap it up there.
Yeah, I mean, we have been going 40 minutes best of, so...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dom, where can we find you across the internet?
You can find me at McDom023k on Twitter, McDom on the Rooster Teeth site, McDom023k on YouTube, and McDom on Steam.
Awesome. I can be found across the internet at Etherfar or at Destroy Topham. Etherfar is spelled YTHAFAR, and this is hosted on that website as well. This has been the Easily Excitable podcast. Thank you, Dom, for being my guest this week.
Not a problem, Topham, anytime.
Have an exciting week, everyone. Goodbye.
Toodles.